And action! Hey y'all, what's up? My name is cpetitte. I am super excited to be here today. I'm gonna be doing something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I'm filming a YouTube makeup tutorial. So if you guys wanna see how this got on my face, then keep on watching, like, subscribe, show your friends, show your mom, send me some love in a comment. Let me stop blabbing. I'm obviously no pro at this. And let's get into the tutorial. Okay, let's get ready. I'm gonna start by using some toner. This one is just from Walgreens. I love it because it doesn't burn your eyes when you get close to them. But this is gonna just take any extra oils and residue off of your face. And I really love doing this. It just gives me peace of mind. Let it dry a little bit. And then I'm gonna moisturize with this L'Oreal Hydra Genius. It's for oily skin, and you girls a little oily, so 3 to 4 pumps will be perfect. Get you nice and hydrated. And I love this one because since it's for oily skin, it really evaporates and sinks into the skin pretty quickly, which a girl can appreciate. Give yourself a little facial. Luxurious. Okay. Gonna let that sink in for a second or two. Nitro cold brew. So now that our moisturizer's, settled in, I'm gonna go in with my new primer that I've been using for about a week, and that week has been great. So Master Prime number 400, the clear one. And I just like to pat that into the T-zone and under the eyes to smooth everything out, get us looking photoshopped and whatnot. So for foundation, that's gonna be step numero uno. I'm gonna be using the L'Oreal Infallible shade 420. Not like that matters. Y'all better just get what matches your skin. But I like to go in with like this brush. This is a Jeffree Star Morphe brush. And I like doing this before I blend in with my blender because I get to kind of see the placement of the foundation and make sure we have enough coverage before I start pouncing with the blender. I really like doing this because I get like a thin, even layer. Long lasting. Give me that healthy glow. You know what I'm saying? I'm really excited to start a YouTube channel. I mean, I freaking love doing makeup. I've been an addict since about the age of 3. Ever since I could play with dolls, I was like putting marker on their lips. And I would literally scream at my mom if I would see her come out of her bathroom with her makeup done, because I always had a special request to be in the room as she was applying. So I think that's pretty much where the obsession began. And don't worry if it's not perfect or you think it's a little too thin, because girl, we got some additional products that we're gonna use that are gonna also provide additional coverage where we may need it. Okay, that's good with that. Next, I'm gonna go in with my contour stick. I love the Makeup Revolution foundation sticks. This one is in the shade F12. It's perfect for contour, And these are super creamy. They blend in so easily. I haven't used it for actual foundation yet, but I should probably do that. Do what it do. And then again, I like to go in with a brush. I just use this one. It's an old Sephora collection one. I like to do this to distribute the product before I blend it with the Beauty Blender, because I find it is quicker. And although I could spend 2 hours doing my makeup, sometimes that's an inconvenience for the people waiting on me. And you know, I'm a very considerate gal, and I don't want to keep them waiting. They can wait a little bit, but we don't want to keep them waiting too long. Okay, so once you have where you want your color laid down, that's when I'm gonna go in with the sponge and just tap it all into buttery nothingness. The point is, well, at least for me, I don't want to see any harsh lines on the face. I like that. She likes it. So here is something crazy. If you know me, and if you know about 99% of the makeup community, the Tarte Shape Tape is the tried and true. I have recently found the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer that is almost as good, and it's $7. So, actually I'm not gonna use this one. I'm gonna use my baby. But just for your information, I've been recommending this to a lot of people because they're very similar. But you know I'm a loyal hoe, so let's go in with the concealer. So a lot of people, when they are blending out their concealer, they go like ding 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 ding, and they drag it out. I like to keep it concentrated right here under the eye. So as you can see, I'm literally just pulsating up and down in the same position. I'm hardly, well, I'm 100% not moving it to the left or the right, just up and down, up and down, up and down. And it blends it, but it doesn't move it out. And I personally like my concealer to be a little bit more concentrated right here. But that's just me. But I keep it bumping and grinding just right under the eye for brightness. And then of course you blend the edges, but you want the majority of the product to stay right up in here. I don't like that huge white under eye. I like to keep the perimeter looking bronzy and golden brown. Pulsate, pulsate, pulsate. And the purpose of this is to keep the structure. You know, you want to use your concealer to highlight certain areas, so you want to keep that brightness where you place it. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible just underneath the jawline a bit to clean that up from our blending. I told you in the beginning, don't worry if you don't have enough foundation on, because we're definitely in the business of adding layers. So have no fear. I like to bring that concealer up around where we did the contour to kind of soften whatever could be harsh right up in here from when we were dragging down the contour. Kind of connects what was happening under the eye to to what's happening below the contour. Basically just blend everything together, darling. And don't ask questions. Just kidding, ask me anything you like in the comments down below. For real, I'll answer a lot of questions because I got a lot of time on my hands right now. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna continue with our cream products before we set anything. This is something really new and exciting. These are the blush sticks by ColourPop. This is in the color More is More. Totally support that. This is a really pretty, I'd say, summery spring color because it has a bit of a sheen. This isn't one of the matte ones. This has some dimension to it, which I think is quite youthful. And because I'm an oily girl, I like to set everything down. I like my face to be matte, but using cream products allows me to not look so dry once I put all my powders on and matte my face down. See, that just looks really healthy and natural. I like to put the cream blush on in the shape of a heart. Just cause. Do you wanna say hi, babe? I already told him you're my Tina. Babe, tell him what this is.
That is a lash extender.
This is actually the Revolution cream highlight in the color Champagne.
That was gonna be my second guess.
So I'm gonna just dab this on the high points of the face, like so. Tappity tap, tap, tap. Put some right up in her. I usually like to start by tapping this in with a finger before I blend, because I find that if you start right blending it with a sponge, it kind of picks up a lot of the shine. And we want to keep that shine. Gotta keep that glow going, girl. Okay, so once you've distributed the product with your finger, then I like to go in with really gentle, concentrated taps to further blend it in. That Cupid's butt. Okay, but to set my under eye, I like to use, this is the Maybelline Superstay Powder Foundation. I'm in the color 120. And then I'm gonna use this powder sponge by Real Techniques. I freaking love this guy. And then I just swipe it into the powder and go in and put that under my eyes. It really does add a whole nother layer of brightness and coverage. As you can see, it really did kind of just like help out with whatever kind of circles were there, because they're not there anymore. Okay, so for the rest of the face, I go in with this really soft, fluffy Morphe brush and just swirl it around and kind of dust, lightly dust the rest of the face, because we are gonna put bronzer, blush, and powder highlight, so a whole nother layer of powder will be applied. So it's all about keeping the layers thin and just doing just what you need. Okay, perfect. So now moving on to the eyes. I'm gonna start with my brows. This is the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. This is amazing, honestly. We're gonna just do some light strokes into where the area is sparse, which is usually the top of my brow. And this little dip right here, I like to fill that in. Using little baby strokes. extend the tail. And I like to go under a bit. It's looking pretty decent. At the front, you know you gotta feather that and blend it with the spoolie. And next I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Wow Brow, and this stuff is, again, super affordable, super effective. It has small fibers in it. It is tinted, so it just makes your brows look really good. Brows hour on. Okay. Oh God, I forgot to show you guys this, and I was just thinking about it because my lips are feeling a little dry. This right here, best chapstick you'll ever use. I have mine in the scent coconut. It's by Fresh. It's a little pricey. Makes me feel really rich to own this. It's about, I think, $25, but I had a gift card and I had a friend whose name happens to be Lauren Milano, and she said, girl, you gotta have it. And she was right. It transports me to a whole nother level of happiness to apply that to my lips. Okay, so moving on to the eyes, here's what we're gonna do, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna start with a crease color. And for that, I'm going to be using Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit in the medium to tan range. And I'm gonna take this shade right here, and I'm gonna use that to just dust into my crease. I really don't do anything too crazy with the eyes, especially on a day-to-day. I am gonna show you one of my techniques that I love to do, and it really makes my eyes look elongated and beautiful. And for this, I'm also kind of using it as a slight nose contour down the side and up into the brow, and then elongating. And this is a contour shade, so these blend out really easily, and we're gonna use it on our cheeks here in a second, so everything is gonna look really unified. Now I'm gonna move into the darker one, and I'm just using a Morphe M441 to do this. And I just get into the edge, the outer crease with the deeper contour shade. Just adds a little tiny bit more definition. And again, you can see I'm not being too precise. I'm just blending, blending, blending. And these shades are very forgiving, so just get it on there. Okay. So now I'm gonna add a shimmery lid color from my Sugar Anastasia Glow Kit. This has some really beautiful shades in them. And I'm gonna use the shade right here, Butterscotch, just with my finger. And one thing y'all need to know about me, I have sweaty palms. So using a shimmer on my finger is like putting the pigment on 150 degrees. Pat that baby on the inner third. Simple as that. I'm gonna show you how I do my liner. And this is maybe something you guys haven't seen or done before, but I love to do this. But what I've been doing lately is just using a dark eyeshadow and an angled brush to get a softer, elongated look. My trick is that I use a loose powder. This one's by CoverGirl in the shade Fair. And I dip the sharp edge of my Real Techniques tool into it, and I make the angle at which I want my wing. This really helps me make it even and helps with any fallout that I might get. because we're using a shadow. So that right there already makes it look like I have a wing on. It's like eyeliner insurance. Call today for a free quote. Okay, so once you have that on, very, very simple and easy to do, we're gonna go in with a dark eyeshadow. So for that, I'm gonna be using my 35R Morphe palette and an angled brush and one of the darkest shades. But I don't wanna use black. So I'm gonna use this dark brown right here, maybe a mixture of these two. And then you just go press that down in the shape of a wing. And this is, again, super forgiving. And where we have our powder down, it's guiding us where to make our wing. And I like to keep mine just on the outer part and then blend it into the middle. And definitely using a powder keeps it looking soft. And then I'm gonna go in with an even darker brown. This one is from the Nocturnal Urban Decay palette. This is also a gorgeous palette, but as you can see, that dark brown, that's my girl. Okay, so this is just for a teensy bit more definition. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're gonna go in and dust off our insurance layer. And then we're left with a beautiful wing. So now I'm gonna move on to the lower lash line. And for that, I'm gonna use a small little pencil brush to use the contour shades again that we were using. Just because I wanna just add a really natural looking shadow underneath the eye. I don't wanna do anything crazy. Just a slight bit of definition out here. Very simple. And that is gonna be it. Okay, that's it for the eyes. Actually, wait, we're gonna do an inner corner highlight. And I'm gonna use a flat brush. This one is by Bobbi Brown. Super dense, flat brush. And I'm gonna go back into my Morphe palette and use this really, really bright metallic color for my inner corner highlight. Hey. To sweep that up a bit so it blends. Again, using my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit in medium tan just to lock in our cream contour. Okay, and now I'm going to put powder under my cheeks to again replicate everything we did with the cream. Remember the concealer we laid down here? I'm just gonna put more of my CoverGirl loose setting powder underneath here. Before I put on my falsies, I'm gonna just do a light coat of mascara. This is the Lancome Big Monsieur. Love this. Did you hear that? Ooh, that's how you know she's fresh.
Just a really light coat. So we're gonna be adding on our lashes in just 1 second.
So I'm using the Ardell 811 lashes. I've cut them down to about 2/3. I don't like to use a whole strip. It gives me anxiety. So I put my glue onto the lash. I just dip it in and then I wiggle it and blow it. You want this guy to get a little tacky, almost dry. It's gonna really help with your application. Whew, girl, I was holding my breath. So now that we've got the lashes on, I'm gonna do a small little coat to kind of bind them together. Just tapping it. Mainly focusing on the real lashes. You can kind of bring it up into the falsies, but okay, so we are almost done. I'm gonna dust off our powder beard. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Now I'm gonna spray my face with the Morphe Jeffree Star setting spray in the Smell Starberry. Love this stuff. Whew. Smells like candy. Okay, so now I'm gonna kind of fan myself dry. Then move on to the Maybelline Master Chrome in the shade Molten Gold. Kiki?
Hey, babe.
Hi.
I gotta go to my last meeting.
Love you.
Love you.
And then this is the same exact brush as the one I used for powder, but I used the same one for highlight. This is also by Jeffree Star in the style JS4. But once the setting spray is almost dry, I can tell if it's almost dry by whether or not I'm getting that like cooling feeling when I fan myself. So we're almost there, and then I'm gonna just dust this on top of where we laid down our liquid highlight before. So now that we have all of that blended, I'm gonna move on to my bottom lash line. And now, last but never least, we're gonna move on to the lips. And for that, I'm gonna just keep it really neutral. The NYX lip pencil. This is in the shade Sandstorm, and these are so freaking cheap and so good.
You just go in and line these babies.
Sorry, I can't talk and line at the same time. Or can I? Here we go. Lips are lined. And for the color, this is one of my oldie but goodie favorites. It's the e.l.f. matte lip color in the shade Light Pink. And I kind of just dab this on. I don't like to swipe it. It's a little Like, I'll show you on the top. If I just slice it, I don't like it as much. Actually, that was probably just a lie I've been telling myself. Looks the same either way, y'all. Just put it on. I'm gonna top it with a teensy bit of this The Blondes collab lip gloss with MAC. Absolutely beautiful. And just get these babies juiced up. Okay. There we go. And then I'm gonna actually just put on a little bit more of my Super Stay Powder Foundation because I'm feeling a little shiny up under here. And I'm gonna swirl that. Just dust a little in the chin. Okay. Makeup problems. Okay, so here's the final look. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you enjoyed, and if you stayed till the end, you are a rider. Mwah!